Hello, this is Steps from Zap Diabetes. I haven't made a video in a long time, and I'm going to start making videos again because I'm compelled, because there's a lot of things I want to do, and I want to focus on some more positive things. But one of the things when I did this channel before in the past around COVID was about my struggles with the Medtronic 470G pump. And I had to get a lot of things I tried to get accomplished with my insurance and life and things like that. But I finally got off of it. I've been on a Tandem T-Slim X2, and that pump's been good, but I have a new problem, right? I had the same job, or worked for the same company at least, for 20 years. And I was laid off a couple of years ago now. And, it took me about a year to get a job. And I had government healthcare insurance for a while, so I kind of milked it. I was able to keep getting Tandem supplies. And even in December of last year, I was able to get supplies for my Tandem. And that was nice, right? It was nice. And the Tandem syncs with the Dexcom, which is preferred by my health plan. So I'm able to get the Dexcoms. It syncs with my Tandem. But as of January, they will not fill my Tandem supplies under my pharmaceutical like they did that December. So I didn't even know it was going to be under pharmaceutical, because I was really scared, because I have a $2,000 deductible with this health insurance, which some people, that's not a big deal. For me, it's a lot of money. So I started saying, okay, what else can I get through pharmaceutical if they declined Tandem? And actually, my doctor wrote a pre-authorization, and of course, it got declined instantly. And they said, oh, you have to try our formulary pumps on pharmaceutical then. And those choices are Omnipod, I think the Omnipod 5, and then the Twiist pump. Now, the Twiist pump is new. I knew nothing about it because, I knew Omnipod, I knew Medtronic, I knew Tandem. And, the representative calls me and talks to me. He goes, well, this syncs with Libre 3 Plus and not Dexcom, and it syncs with the Eversense 365 1-year CGM. And I never considered the Eversense 365 because it didn't sync with the insulin pumps at all, and it just didn't seem to meet my needs. So I never thought about that. I had heard about it. So I started looking more at these pumps, and the Omnipod only holds 200 units of insulin, which I knew, and I was like, this isn't going to fly for me. And I actually talked to a friend of mine that has an Omnipod. He likes it. But for me, right now, there's a big focus for me to get my insulin per day daily dose down, because it's like 110 units. Sometimes it goes up to like 140. On my vacation recently, I got down to 96, which is nice. So it's a big focus to get my total daily dose down. But better safe than sorry. So I need a 300 unit pump, because that's what I'm used to. And I figured that's my safest bet. I need to be on a 300 unit pump. And so the Twiist pump had 300 units, but I didn't have the ability to get the CGM because my plan only covers Dexcom G7. It doesn't cover any of this other stuff, right? And so then I'm talking to the Aetna on the phone, and I'm like, listen, this is not preferred. This is not preferred. I mean, this is preferred. This is not preferred. And this will not work with the Twiist. It just won't, because the Twiist works with Libre or Eversense. And this is they signed the contract so that Twiist is one of their two preferred pumps. And they deny everything else. You could use Twiist, or you could use Omnipod, right? Omnipod works with this. Twiist does not. So my question then is to them on the phone, I'm like, well, this pump you have won't work with anything that's covered under your plan. So why would you sign this contract? And of course, they don't know. They're just help on the phone. And I'm like, who could I talk to? Because I'm a type 1 diabetic, and I want to make sure that diabetics that have this plan get equipment that work together. Because nowadays, you don't get an insulin pump that doesn't sync with your CGM. That does not make any sense. Why would you do that? Like, the technology's there so that your blood sugars could be at their optimum when you're working it with the pump and the apps that are out and all that sort of stuff. So your blood sugar gets sent to the pump says, okay, your blood sugar is good or bad or whatever. And it says, okay, you need more insulin, or maybe you need less insulin or whatever. So they work in tandem. They're one and one, right? They go together. You can't have one without the other. So when they sign a contract for a pump where the continuous glucose monitor does not work with it, I feel like either A, they didn't know, or B, they didn't care, right? They didn't care. And so then my question becomes is, the company that did this pump, Sequel MedTech, did they talk to them about this? Did they say, hey, we think this pump is great. We love our pump. We want to offer it and make it under your plan and make it a preferred pump. But we need you to realize that it works with this. And did they mention that to them? Did they work together to try to get this to work under this plan? Because they clearly signed a contract that this is a preferred pump. Sequel MedTech would know that this was signed. So would Aetna. Why didn't you guys make sure that this works and that it's formulary and under your plan and everybody can make it happen? Because it's not okay to not do that. I mean, why would you do that to somebody, right? So now I'm sitting here. I cannot use my tandem pump anymore. And I now have a pump where I have to pay more for the sensor. Now, the other thing is, I even went to the insurance company and filed a pre-authorization for this because they declined my pre-authorization for the tandem, telling me I had to try one of the two pumps, right? So I sent them a pre-authorization on the Libre at Abbott, or not Abbott, sorry, Abbott makes this product, at Aetna. And they got a letter from my doctor saying that this is because a continuous glucose monitor and that it is preferred for the sync with this pump, that is preferred by them, and they declined it. They declined it within 2 days. And they give you the reason it's not formulary or whatnot. And so here's the thing with Aetna, this cost me under my plan $45 a month if I was to go with Dexcom. Of course, with Twiist pump, I'm not going to do that anymore for right now. The Libre is $82, I believe. However, I have a coupon that makes it $75. Now, I could use the coupon still somehow. They let me do it at CVS. So I got it for $75. So you're like, well, your point's mute if you're going to pay $75 for it anyway. Well, it's really not, because I really think it's unethical. I think it's unethical that they declined my pre-authorization because this is a pump they prefer. This is the pump that would more likely meet my needs. And there's only two, right? And so I'm going to use the coupon and get this for now until I figure out whether or not I'm doing the Eversense 365, which I believe is also not preferred on my plan, but they're going to give me a cost. We're going to see if we're going to do Eversense. It makes a lot more sense to me now than it did before, and that's a whole nother video, so I'm not going to get into Eversense. But for right now, this is the problem. I need to start with this. I need to make sure I like the pump and all that stuff, and if it's successful, great. But you shouldn't decline me for this. That's bullshit. Pardon my French, but that's bullshit. You signed a contract. This is the preferred pump. This pump works with this, not with this. You want me to use this. How's that going to work? How's that going to work? So yeah, I'm pissed. It's not okay. I don't know, Abbott, I hope you talked to Aetna. I hope you could help work something out for this Libre 3 Plus, especially people that are on this Twiist pump. Sequel MedTech, I think you're to blame to this as well, and I hope you are talking to Aetna Insurance, you're talking to Abbott, and you're making something work, because these should be together under my plan. I shouldn't have to play games like this. And I'm fighting back and forth between all these people trying to get something to work for me and my needs, and I literally have spent days of my time calling people, going back and forth, going to my doctor, talking to my doctor, and it's annoying. It's very defeating. I shouldn't have to do that, right? Aetna, you have your preferred pumps. Okay, whatever. You gave me my options. Now I need this to sync with my pump, right? Now, I want to let you know I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful to have insurance. I've had times, after I lost my job of 20 years where I didn't have insurance for a couple months. As a type 1 diabetic, that's crazy. Then I figured out I could get government health care. I got it for a while. And then I had to cancel it because obviously I got a job. And if they offer you insurance, you got to go on that plan. And so here we are. But grateful to have insurance, grateful that I have coverage, grateful to have a way to make this work. But I think it's important to make sure your stuff is correct when people have a healthcare need with your insurance, Aetna, and that's why I'm so mad. But if you are listening to this video and you are hearing me out, I do appreciate it, but please fix it. Please fix it. Dear Abbott from the Libre, dear Sequel MedTech, dear Aetna, thank you for listening. Please fix this. I'm going to be talking more about this product on here. We'll see if people watch anymore. I haven't made a video in a long time. But I'm looking forward to documenting my experiences with the Libre, with the Twiist, possibly the Eversense, if it goes that way. And thank you all for working with me. I appreciate it. If you are watching this video and listen to my frustrations, and you've had frustrations with your insurance, let me know in the comments down below. Let me know if you think this is BS or if this is okay. Whatever you want to do, leave your comments, share this video, because I really think that we need to have less problems with these. We need our insurances to make sure that what's covered works together. And I don't think I'm the only one with this problem. I think these problems need to stop. These could have been solved before I had to deal with this. They know that these are issues. They need to make sure they focus on this. It's not okay if it don't work, right? So please don't do that anymore. Don't hurt people. I know you got to make sales, but don't hurt people. Make sure that people are able to get what they need and don't have to go through a rigmarole. I mean, getting a coupon's great, but my insurance shouldn't deny this if this is the one that works with the pump that they prefer. That's all I got to say. Thank you all for listening. Peace.